Hello everybody, Drew here, Tip of the Mitt Flips, where every 100 subscribers, we get a modest giveaway for you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe so you get a chance to win. A couple things going out today. It was I don't say terrible, because it was like $140, but I only sold 4 items, but technically 2 orders. It was a multi-quantity cup, and a buyer bought 3 of them. So technically 2 orders, but 4 items for $140. It's going to be a very light packing day. I apologize for the last video. I think it was a frame rate setting. So if you notice that like jumpiness, it honestly made me nauseous. I get motion sickness very easily. So if I don't fix it, I will have to go back to my phone until I figure it out. But I'm trying. Little tip for anybody getting a GoPro or working on it. The people on the internet, they all don't know what they're talking about. You can go to one video and they'll tell you these settings to use, and you can go to another video and they will honestly tell you the exact opposite. So, I don't know, play around with it, test it out. That's best advice I have. That's what I'm having to do right now. Got a friend in the office today. Where's he at? Blackbeard. Well, he's getting used to it, and, you know, I'm not sure if he's going to like it or not, but this is the first adventure for Blackbeard in the garage. So if he doesn't get too crazy or break anything or pee on anything or anything crazy like that, then maybe he'll hang out a little more often. He is a fat slob. He does nothing but eat and sleep. I mean, he's a cat, but I think my cat is fatter and slobbier than average cats. Let's see. So first thing up is the 3 items for the one sale. It looks like they purchased 2 and then went, you know what? I want that 3rd one, because that's how it came out. It is Royal Worcester Evesham Vale China Cup Mug. Now there is 3 of them, and I think all 3 sold. They got a little dust in them but it's this right here. If you ever see this brand, Evesham Vale, I think Evesham Vale is the print, so like the fruit on there, and then it's Royal Worcester is the brand. That is a good thing to look out for. I'm gonna make a couple trips because they paid for get. Of course, he immediately gets into the rat poison, so I might have to take a break and kick the cat out of here before he eats something and dies. Blackbeard, come on, kitty, you messing up my video. Get over there. Roll on the rug. There you go. But now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yes. These mugs, this brand, make sure you look out for them. They have made me a lot of money, and it's one of those things where when you see them at a Goodwill, you're likely to get them for a decent price because they just look at them as a cup, so they're not going to price them up. 3 of those. So the first 2, $43.98 free shipping. The second one, $21.99 free shipping. I'll combine all those together. So it's going to end up costing, not a lot, like $8 shipping. So that's a great, great sale for me there. And I had gotten those with a bunch of, like it was plates, bowls, different size plates, teacups, coffee cups, and I paid 25 cents per item, and I made hundreds of dollars. So that was a really good pickup. Most of it, except for the cups, sold last year, actually. I did a score video, like my top 10 scores of the year, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that was number 1, but I'll put a link to that video in the description. And then this one, Pikmin 2. This is a game you need to keep your eyes out for. Pikmin 2, I tested it on the Wii just to be sure. It looked good, but I want to be sure when it's got a higher value like that. I had it listed $79.99. They made an offer of $76, which was exactly 5% off. So I'm pretty sure they did the math on that. And that's what I said, okay, sure, 76 bucks. I will take that. Slow sales weekend. I don't need to negotiate. I got one more item that sold this morning, but that'll be going out on Wednesday. I need to list. I need to list a lot of things. Honestly, I was lazy. There was spring break, Easter, just a little bit of overworking myself, and it all caught up to me at the same time. And I've been falling behind on listing. I've been talking about this pile of electronics for a couple weeks now, if you have been watching, And it's just, I need to do it. I need to stop talking about it and I need to actually do it. Also, I decided on another thing. I am going to have a garage sale at the end of the summer. And so it gives me an outlet of, oh, well, I don't want to just throw it away. I don't want to donate it, blah, blah, blah. But I've moved it too many times or it's sat around for too long. So now it comes in the garage, either gets listed or it goes out to storage in a box and it gets labeled garage sale. And then I pull it out at the end of the summer and I have a garage sale and I'll do like a make an offer type of thing. Blackbeard, where'd you go? All right, now I got a problem. I let the cat run away. All right, so the first adventure in having the cat in the garage isn't working out so well. He found, of course, the one spot he could sneak under a place and end up under the house. So that was fun. Bad kitty. Bad kitty. All right, well, back to work. Couple things. One, I ordered some record mailers like this right here for LPs, and you could put like a magazine or a book or something like that, and they adjust thickness for how many you have or what's in it. And I ordered 50 of them because I have about 300 records to list, and I wanted to see like how cheap was cheap. So I ordered some super cheap ones like this off, I want to say Amazon, might have been eBay. I'll double check on that though. And I ordered the cheapest ones I could find because I have some records that are only worth, you know, under $10. So putting them in the cheapest thing possible is, I thought, a good idea. And then if I need better quality for the more expensive ones, I'll list those later. But also my eBay coupon code came up. So if you have an eBay store above the first level, you get a coupon code quarterly. So the quarter just came up. And so I also ordered 50 from eBay, which ended up being about $25 or something because eBay shipping stuff is, for one, way overpriced. Like, they know they're doing it. They're giving away free coupons quarterly. Like, they're well aware that they're overpricing. But these boxes came in another box, and that box was completely open on both sides. The tape was completely it was a bad tape job, and it was completely blown out on both sides, and these things were half falling out of the box. And I messaged eBay, and that was 3 days ago, and I haven't heard anything back. So they're gonna probably get a negative feedback from me. Do they care? No, because they get hundreds of purchases a day, maybe thousands a day. Their feedback is at, like, I want to say it was over 500,000 feedback. It was some crazy. But if I can switch things around a little bit. But the only difference between the two, outside of color, because if you look here, if I can line them up. If you look here, thickness, identical. So quality of cardboard, exactly identical. But then if I switch it around again, you'll see the size, the dimension of the box is definitely different, which I think in most cases is just going to mean that more cardboard is overlapping, which does mean more protection. So it is a cheaper one. I mean, it is a low quality box, but that little bit extra space does make it just a notch above these super cheap baseline LP mailers. Like, I would definitely not buy them. I wouldn't straight up buy them from eBay. Definitely not. But if you need them and it is on the quarter and you have your coupon code, I would say go ahead and do that, because it's the same thing as buying, you know, you're getting them at a discount rate because you have a coupon code. And also, quick note, because every reseller, every quarter puts out don't forget your quarterly free eBay video, and here's the link on how you do it, blah, 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 blah. eBay's done away with that because there used to be, it was like kind of a difficult process. You had to find where it was located, find your coupon code, copy and paste, all that. Now, all you have to do is have eBay as a saved seller, which is what I do. And then when you go look for your stuff and you go to checkout, if you have a coupon code, your coupon code will already be there at checkout. So they figured out, hey, we're we're dumb. Like, why are we making this difficult for people to use? We want them to buy our things. Because what happens is, like, with these, I had a coupon code for $25, but the total cost was 48 or 50 or somewhere in that range. So I still end up having to spend money at eBay. So finally they figured that out, because it was, I used to go to a specific video from a reseller called, I think it was Lot of Josh. I think that was the channel. And he had a video where there was a link, and I had the video saved, and I just go to the link, and that's the process I used to use. And now they've done away with that. You just go to the eBay shipping store. When you go to checkout, your coupon code's already there if you have one. Also, when you're thinking about buying into or getting an eBay store, it is something, it's not like, hey, I'm getting free stuff, oh, it's great, but it is something where you can consider it a reduction in cost of your eBay store, because I'm getting, with mine, I get $100 in coupons per year. So, whatever that works. I don't remember how much an eBay store actually is, but it does compensate the cost of the store a little bit. So that's just something to consider. So I'm going to get these couple things packed up. I'm actually going to try something out. I don't know how good it's going to work, but I'm going to try packing with a POV camera. So I've got a chest mount for when I'm going to start doing garage sales, and if I go thrifting, where I can record while I'm out. And I'm just trying to test it out and see how it works and check out the angles and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to mount it up and pack these things up, and you'll get a point of view of how to pack 3 cups in one game. All right, so clearly I look ridiculous. Like, that's something, I don't know. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But as you can imagine, you walk up to a garage sale or a Goodwill like this, you're going to get some looks, and I'm just going to have to get used to that. The looks and the questions, which I've reached out to a couple resellers, a couple YouTubers, and asked, like, hey, I watch your show. How do you get used to looking like a fool out in public? Because, when you're watching, you see from the camera's angles, it doesn't look that weird, but the people around obviously are going to see that I look like I'm wearing a back brace or something, which maybe that's, so I'll just tell you, it's back, bad back, yeah. That helps for posture. It's for posture. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably just be weird, and you'll get to enjoy that experience as well. Yeah, so we're going to try it out. I'm going to switch over to the GoPro, and we'll see how the POV packing goes. All right, first up, easiest thing ever, games. I mean, it does not get any easier. This one, because of the higher value, I am going to put it in a box, which is not common. Normally, I would just grab one of my number 0 Duck brand envelopes here. I would slide it in there, boom, seal it up, put a label on it. And that would be, for me, that threshold might be different from somebody else, but I would say anything up to about 25 bucks, I would do that way. Above that, they're paying a little more. The game has a value that's, pretty decent. I'm not really wanting to take the risk. So I am going to put this in a box. You can add insurance to first class packages, which is still cheaper than bumping up to priority in most cases for things that don't weigh a lot. So just, things to figure out as you're going. Once you do it a few times, you'll have it figured out. But I only learned that recently. So you can insure first class packages, but you can't do it, I don't think, through eBay. You have to do it through Pirate Ship, which is a shipping service where you get discounted rates, sometimes cheaper than USPS. It's first class and priority shipping only. And then they do also have a international shipping, which I haven't messed with that, but if you want to, you can save a ton of money. But for me, the peace of mind of shipping things to Kentucky and then it's out of my hands, I'm going to stick with that. I am going to start adding at some point different shipping rates for Canada, because I feel bad almost, because if you go straight north, I live like 2 hours from Canada. So I'm shipping it to Kentucky, and then it's going through global shipping, and then back. So I'm missing out on a lot of sales in the very near Canada. So I do need to dive into that and fix that problem. But first class shipping, you can get it insured, still gonna be cheaper than priority. So something to just be aware of. So I think it'll fit in one of these. It's a 8x6x4, which it will perfectly. I don't know why I'm showing this camera when I could show this camera. Fits perfectly in there like that. So I'll put a piece of bubble wrap on that just to be safe, and we'll be good to go. Really, in all actuality, I could throw it right in the box, and that's going to be enough protection. Even the box itself is a little bit of overkill, but when somebody's paying, you know, $76 for a game, I want to make sure it gets there all right. No complaints. And I have heard people say before, you know, you should treat every package. Sorry about that tape noise there. I'll try to edit that a little bit in post. You should treat every package as if it's a $100 package. That's dumb. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's not true at all. That's not how business works. That's not how any of this works. I'm going to take a little bit of packing paper. Some below. Some above, not a ton. But yeah, when they say that you should treat every package as if it's a $100, $500 package, that's just dumb. Because if I'm sending out a chess piece that they paid, you know, $8 free shipping for, no. Should I take extra time or extra effort? No. Throw it in an envelope. If it doesn't make it, if it gets lost, whatever, I refund them the money. It's over with. Yes, that's unfortunate, but things happen. Like, packages get lost, things get broken. Things happen. Does that mean I need to spend crazy amounts of extra time on every single package? No. And is value always the key factor? Also, no. Sometimes just if it's a delicate thing, it can be a cheap item and be delicate, and you put in more time. It could be a rock, you throw it in the box, and you put some tape on it. You're done. Which, speaking of rocks, that's something I am going to look out for this summer. I live in Michigan. Stone that is natural around here is called Petoskey stone. I live 45 minutes from Petoskey. There's big money in that, especially if they're, you know, cut and stuff, but I'm raw. I'm throwing a rock in a box. Also pudding stones. It's a stone where there's other little stones inside of it. Also decent money in that as well. I like to forage for like mushrooms and things like that. So when I'm out in the woods, I'm also going to be looking for things like that just to, you know, just to add to the plethora of things, the cornucopia of things that I sell. I would like to add rocks. That's a goal for me this summer because shipping, easy and cheap, because it's one of those things where you will end up capitalizing on flat rate shipping. Things like solid metal or rock, things that are very heavy and small. All right, so we ended up 10.2, so that's 11. A little heavier than I like, but again, still going to be cheaper than priority. But let's see. Let's double check if you can use ad insurance through eBay. So I said 11 ounces. And then I did say this is a 8 by 6 by 4 box, but these are not the dimensions of the shipped box. Those are interior dimensions usually. So what we end up with is 9 by 7 by 5. So shipping cost for me ends up $468. That's an eBay discount. And buyers can give that discount back to sellers, can give that discount back to the buyer. I don't do that. I reduce the price of the item so that it matches market value, and then I take my extra cut from shipping. So you're paying the exact same thing when you get it from me as someone else, just I make sure to cover my own butt by charging more shipping and less cost of the item. All right, and you can add additional shipping coverage right from eBay. So I was wrong on that. For an extra $1.70, I can add insurance, which brings the total up to $6.38 shipping, which if it was priority, I think your base price is $7.40 something, $1 more than what I'm paying right here. So it's not a huge difference, but over the course of a year, you could save yourself $50 or so. And then I think even if you do through Pirate Ship, it is even cheaper. So let me double check that. Once you set up your Pirate Ship account, it links to your eBay. I think it also links to other selling sites. I don't sell on other sites, so I don't know, but I think you can link your Macaris and Poshmarks and all those through Pirate Ship as well. All right, so actually, that's a significant difference. eBay first class plus insurance, because it was a higher value item, and I just want to be sure and be safe, because I would hate to be out $76, is $6.38. And then through Pirate Ship, $5.48. So almost another $1 in savings. So that basically, by going through Pirate Ship, it paid for the insurance. I'm gonna have to check on that a little more often. I know a lot of people ship just directly through Pirate Ship because the times it saves is more often than not. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just start having them both up and double check every now and then. It's just for other people, I would say do it all the time. But for me, I really have to parse out my time on what I put it into. And today it has to be listing. And because Pirate Ship is linked completely with eBay, as soon as you buy it from Pirate Ship, all that tracking information gets uploaded back onto Pirate Ship, and it's just as if you had done it through eBay. All right, so these should be pretty easy packers. Normally, this would go in I can't remember what these are called, but a number 4. There we go. Normally, coffee mugs, things like that, I would put in a number 4 if they have a decent value and you want to send them priority, which now that I know I can insure things through first class, I'll probably be doing that a lot less, and then put them in one of my own boxes. But because there are 3, this will end up in probably a resized number 7, unless I have a perfect box for it. But resizing is so fast that I'm probably going to stop keeping so many scrap boxes around, because it takes so long to sort through them. It takes me less time to resize a box than it does to find the appropriate one for it. So we'll take a piece of small bubble, which I just found out that they have medium bubble. I've always just thought there was large and small, so I'll have to look into that. And I always try to get as much of the bubble on the handle, because that is going to be your easiest spot to break. But this is just step 1, so not too many worries there. This is going all the way to California, though. So as far as having something with free shipping that's costing me more than I'd like, that is the only drawback to free shipping. Is that, say, somebody in Hawaii or Alaska or Puerto Rico, which I think still ships USPS. purchases something, that's when, you know, it kind of bites you a little bit. But for this, no big deal. I'm making great money. I paid 75 cents for the 3 of them, and I'm going to make, you know, $60 or something. 50 something dollars. I think that's okay. All right, so we got those first bubble wrap. And then, yeah, let's just go with a number 7. Because the other option would be a shoebox style, and then they're stacked weird. I'm not really going to be a fan of that. And because it is going to California, I want to be a little more cautious. So number 7 is the big one you can get from Priority, not the flat rate. Put a piece of big bubble on the bottom, which fits perfectly in a number 7. As you can see, perfectly in the bottom there. Then we'll stack them together with the handles facing out to the corners, like so. Get a little space between them. Now I'll take some packing paper. Go around this one. Now I am very disappointed. I ran out of my packing paper. I went to the exact same company I've bought from twice before, and they sent me something different. It's the same thickness, but the length of each piece is about 3 inches shorter than it normally is. And, you know, most people be like, so what, whatever, no big deal. As long as you got, because they do it by thickness and then it's a poundage. So, you know, that the amount of paper, I probably got a couple more sheets and they're all a little shorter, but I'm very used to how long they are. I know exactly how to crumple it and do a thing for certain size boxes that I use over and over and over again. So now it's just an extra step. When you do things repetitively, little tiny changes in that actually do mess up your day. So I'm not really happy about it. I'll probably message them and ask if that's something they're going to do going forward. And if so, I'll probably go with somebody else. Like, I'm not going to give them a bad, you know, feedback or anything like that. Like, I don't think they cheated me. I think they just maybe adjusted how they did it for shipping purposes or for whatever reason. But I liked exactly how it was. So I don't know. It's something I'll have to look into. I'm going to go ahead and resize it right now because I don't have to worry about weight. It's not going to weigh a lot. Whatever it ends up is what it ends up. So I'm just going to resize it enough so I don't have to waste a bunch of packing paper. So I'll take my resizing tool. Take about that much off. Seems good to me. Just enough that I can actually tighten the screw. It's like too close to tighten it. You can't go any further that way. So that is what it is right there. Run it along. Like so. And that's what this type resizer is perfect for, is a bigger box. Anything smaller, you really do need just the handheld one where you can kind of freehand it because this handle gets in your way. I think you can take it off, but I don't want to have to mess with that. Maybe you can. I don't know. Can't really see down there. There's probably a set screw of some kind. But I don't want to do that. It'll end up getting loose and then falling off and blah, blah, blah. Definitely need to switch out the blade today. I used it for cutting some insulation and Was just cutting it right on the garage floor. So this thing is dull, dull, dull. All right. Now, Now, what you want to be most particular about is the corners. Top and bottom, things can usually take a lot of pressure, a lot of damage. You know, you don't want to, it's still breakable, but this way things tend to be a little stronger. But when something gets hit on a corner, that's when you get a lot of damage. So you want to make sure you give a lot of space between your thing, and then it's in here in the central area, less likely to get damaged. And in this one, I'm not going to trim off any of the extra tabs because that also adds some protection by turning the single wall, this is single wall because it's only got one layer, into quadruple, actually. And then don't be scared of tape. Tape is cheap. Losing products, damaging products is not cheap. Something you always want to do is tape the seam, because you don't want a cheap box to be the reason you lose money. And I am not complaining about free boxes. That's not what I'm saying there. Because if it wasn't for free priority boxes, this type of business would be a lot more difficult and there would be a lot more overhead. But there we go. Not too bad. Definitely safe. This is going to make it no problem. I have no worries. But it is priority, so if something does happen, it's insured. On that note, though, I have stopped, it's insured, great. I have stopped doing insurance claims. It's not worth my time anymore. USPS in the last year, USPS in the last year has decided that it's not worth their hassle, I guess, to give people the money for the things that are insured, that the insurance is paid for, so it's insured. Like, this is what boggles my mind about it, is USPS is not insuring the packages. There is no way. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me, because I would hate to just be out here bad-mouthing for no reason. But in my mind, USPS is insured by an insurance company. So when you make a claim, I'm assuming an insurance company is paying that money, not USPS. If they are, whatever, they're still doing a trash job because they've stopped giving out insurance claims. I mean, they do some, but it's like, for me, it's not worth it. It's a tax write-off. Something gets broke, whatever. Here's your refund. Prove to me it's been broken. Send me a picture. This great. Yeah. Okay, cool. Here's your refund. And I just chalk it up to, cost of doing business, and it's a tax write-off. Damaged goods. Because it used to be, it was a process. It was still annoying because you would get a message. They say it broke. I say, okay, send me some pictures of the packaging, the broken item. As many clear pictures as you can would be greatly appreciated. Then I would take those pictures. Then I would send the refund because they've done their job. They are a buyer. Anything beyond that is asking too much. Okay, so they would send me the pictures, and then I would take those pictures and file my claim with USPS, and it would be, usually a few weeks, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, something like that, and you'd get a check. No big deal. It was, few extra minutes here or there. Usually I would, do it on a weekend with my coffee or something, maybe. Or I'd forget about it for a week and then eventually get to it. Or if it was cheap enough, I just didn't waste my time. Because it was, again, Not a huge deal. It's a write-off, that kind of thing. But now, unless at least in my experience, unless the buyer physically takes the package, so you file your thing and then they send you a letter 3 weeks later, it says, okay, well, we need the person to bring the package to their post office. So the person who's already mad because their item's broke, they've already had to send you pictures. Now I'm going to try to send them a message and go, hey, yeah, I know I've already refunded your money, but will you please go to your post office? Which, who knows where that could be? I don't know where you live. You could live in the middle of nowhere and it's a half-a-day trip. You could live in a big city and it's a hassle, or you got to stand on a line. No one's going to do that. No one. And as soon as USPS figured that out, that no one's going to do that for a seller, then they were like, oh, okay, we'll just make everybody do it. And then there we go. We don't got to pay out any money. So that's an issue. If there was a cheaper way for me to not send priority and have things insured where they actually pay me, first class there is. Great. Bigger packages, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't have an answer. If anybody has an answer, please, because the rare chance that things do get broke, I think for how much I'm shipping, like look at you, USPS can look up that I ship hundreds of things, that other people ship thousands of things, and go, oh, this person, does 1% of their things is a claim. Give me my money. I'm giving you money all day, every day, using your service. I don't know. I think they're shooting themselves in the foot with this one a little bit. But, people don't have infinite options for shipping. So who knows? I try not to stress about the things I can't do anything about, but that's human nature. I mean, you can tell yourself, oh, don't stress about it. What is that? What good's that? You're going to stress about it. All right, well, hopefully this silly thing, let me make sure it's off. It's not. That's something I got to watch out for so I don't waste a bunch of battery. I ordered 5 batteries, so that should keep me covered when I'm out and about, but I also don't want to have to edit 17 hours of footage, so I got to make sure I'm turning it on and off. So, it's comfortable. I don't feel it when I'm moving around. It's definitely no big deal. But we'll see in editing how much work this was. 2 cameras, 2 different microphones, all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping to get this video out tonight. This is probably going to be a 2-day edit job. Who knows? I don't want to be up till midnight. But that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.